Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is a new one for me, but it's a new league that has started here on AOR. My name is King-Kodiak, and we are here at the iRacing Ferrari Challenge Championship. This is rounds 3 and 4. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to commentate on rounds 1 and 2. I missed those, but here we are at Watkins Glen. The qualifying session has just started, but joining me in the commentary box to keep me on the straight and narrow is the man, the legend, the lord in the iRacing circles here at AOR. It is McFillan.
Oh, that was coming to me. I thought when you were shouting legend and lord, I thought that was going to be someone else. But no, if that's the description you used to me, then that's absolutely great. This should be fun.
Yes. I'm trying to shut my window and it's not actually shutting. It's even my windows are giving up in this heat. Right, so qualifying has begun. So everyone is on track, but as is normal with the iRacing, you only see one person going around the track. We are currently looking at Gianni Vecchio, and so he's just coming around the last couple of turns. So Phil, if you talk us through the lap, and I'll jump on board with him, and take it away.
Yeah, I will try my best. Okay, so here we are running down the main straight line right now, coming down into turn 1. You want to keep it left here. You'll notice cars running extremely wide here, probably. And if they do, that is absolutely fine. As you see there, runs
like
right.
So.
That's absolutely fine on this. You just want to run down off track anyway. You want to. This is all flat out here. Oh, just keep it nice and tidy. You can run slightly wider left hander up the hill. You can slightly clip the ball, but if you've got it all together, just paying attention. Running down into this bus stop chicane. It's a very odd little chicane. It's tricky on the entry's not too bad. The braking, I noticed the car can go a little bit loose, but on the exit it's a little bit tricky to get it all right. And then you want to stay tight here, but also on the throttle as early as you can. Run it out slightly wide, get it cut back to the right, turn in to the left. This is an interesting braking zone. It's quite difficult to keep it tight and also know exactly when to go on the throttle without running it too wide. As you see, the barriers are quite close, but Gianni's done it quite nicely there. And this is a tricky little corner here, uphill, blind when you want to get on the throttle. It closes up a little bit more than you expect. You run it out a little bit wider. You can see the tarmac just a little bit wider there. You want to avoid the grass, obviously. Running down into this, braking at about the 50 or the 100 metre balls, I should say. Keep it in tight, and then again on the throttle really nicely up the hill into this again. And this is a tricky one. Throttle control is quite important here. It's quite a low traction, and also running wide is really easy to do there. Coming up to the penultimate corner, not flat out, unlike the Formula Renaults that we've been used to. So it's a slightly more tricky corner, as is this one. I noticed you can, if you just miss the apex, you lose so much time, especially because you're running down the straight, which we're going now across the line. The 41.6, so already a really good time from Gianni there.
Puts him in the second position spot. Someone has beaten him though.
Yeah.
41.
Logan Frank.
41.613. Oh, thank you, Stevie. Hello, Franco Droz. Just being told my game volume is a little loud. So let me just do. I will sort that out. Apologies for me stuttering a lot and getting things wrong. This is the first ever time of dealing with iRacing. So basically, I'm kind of adjusting things on the fly. Give that one live. Won't affect me a great deal. Right, so Stevie's out. His wheel's broken. Oh, Stevie, what have you done? You silly boy.
Yeah, it's not gone well for Stevie there.
No. So how do these things behave differently to other GT3 cars we might find in other series? How's the handling model in iRacing feel compared to Project Cars, for instance, as a direct comparable?
Well, typically on iRacing, the one thing that can be said is it is slightly more tricky. It's not as easy and assisted as it is on Project Cars. And also, you've got these cars here. Technically, obviously, they aren't GT3 cars; these are GTE cars. So they are slightly faster than GT3. So there's not really a direct comparison that can be made between. But in general, the handling model is slightly different. The tires handle quite a bit different. The tyre models are almost completely different. This is a super complex team trying to get the tyres up to temperatures in the right amount and not overheating them. And tyre wear is quite can be quite apparent in certain cars. It's not too bad actually in the Ferrari though. I will say that the tyre wear is not too bad. So in the second race, when they pit, I don't think that they'll be taking tyres. At least I don't expect them to. They may do. They may think there's an advantage there.
So you couldn't just jump from one to the other and continue. Yeah, if you're good in project cars, for instance, you couldn't just jump straight into this and expect to be as good.
Probably, I would guess not, but it was the same pretty much jumping between any game. Not that this is technically a game, as people like to point out, but yeah, no, this one I think takes the most time to pick up in kind of sort of the well-known sims, let's say. It certainly takes a lot more practice to get up and running in the cars. I mean, obviously, I'm one of a few that runs this game / simulator on a pad, which is very simulator like, as you can tell.
That's an art. that takes some doing.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I just do what I do because I'm poor.
Well, so Waldo is currently down. Alexander Waldo, to say, he's currently in the 23rd spot with a 1:45.276. The pole time going to Patrick Heinrich with that 1:41.103. Last time around, about half a second slower. So we've seen quite a spread. Now, custom setups are allowed in this. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yeah, all open. I know a lot of people run similar setups or even the same setup from specific websites, but typically, yeah, it's all open. I'm guessing all the SimRC guys, I think it's all 6 of them, probably running similar setups. And you can probably see which ones are the SimRC guys because they are the front 4 on the grid at the moment. Even front 5, maybe even, is it front 6? It could even be the first 6 are all SimRC guys. So you might have a little bit of a yellow grid here at the front.
Let's see if we can find someone that's still on circuit. Christoph Weitz has stopped on the exit of turn 1, but that doesn't affect anybody else, as they are
absolutely not.
As everyone is essentially invisible to everybody else. He's currently
That
sick.
is correct. Yeah.
Ronnie Gibbons, Gibbs on our forums. He's one of the few forwards, isn't he?
That is correct.
Yes.
Yeah, he's one of the few forwards. Along with, I think there's not too many in the race today. Actually, it seems. I'm just thinking. I know we've got Kieran Fishlock. He's also in the Ford. I don't know if there's that many others. It may just be those 2 today.
I must say, now, I love the Ford GT40. I love the Ford GT. That Ford sounds horrible. I must say, that basically sounds like a series of rubber bands being twanged really quickly. The Ferrari is purring and has that beautiful distinct sound. That sounds asthmatic.
Yeah, the Ferrari is very special. Yeah.
So it is just those two models. It's the Ferrari 458 and the Ford. I don't know what model.
It's just the Ford. I think it's just the 2017 Ford GT. I think that's all.
Yeah,
it is.
I think
It's actually
it is,
the Ferrari 488 as well, the 58, which is a very new car.
So Stevie SQ says Milo should be in the Ford, and he also says it sounds like a PTCC car. No, I don't really. No. That's got really weird off-throttle noise as well, that Ford. No, BTCC cars have got a bit more depth to the noise. That just sounds raspy and horrible. But, there we go. That's something that me and Stevie can argue about later. So thank you for those coming along to the stream early on. So the qualifying time is about to elapse. I think you get a chance to finish the lap if you start it before the time runs out?
You actually don't. No. Once the time runs out, the time is out. So if you do not leave yourself, in this case, approximately 3 minutes, or slightly more than that, you will not be able to get out.
Like so. So anyway. Qualifying is now ended.
Yeah, qualifying is ended. So if you want to run down the top 10, and I can take it from after, I can do the next 10. You can do the next 10.
Sure thing. So the pole time going to Patrick Heinrich, that 1:41.103. Gianni Vecchio in second position. Jürgen Frank in third. Dustin Hickman in fourth. Lucas Dolzer in fifth. Christoph Weitz in sixth. Lawrence D. Reich, I think that is, in seventh. Benjamin Hackerson. I'm going to trip over people's names all the time. I've lost track of where. 8th, 9th, Curtis Hardy, and 10th, Adam Tierney.
Very nice. I gave you the first 10 because it was slightly harder.
That's true.
So yeah. And then 11th we have Evan Artie Imre, Eric Mick in 12th, Knut Martinson in 13th, with Milo Linford in the first Ford in 14th, Jason S. Dyer 15th, Soren Kruse is 16th with Roland Kutas in 17th, Dennis Audla... Oh god, see, I say I gave you the highest one, I've got one here. Dennis Andlauer, I believe that.
I'd say Andlauer.
Yes. Sarah Dove in 19th and Stuart Atkinson in 20th, and you can round them out.
Adam Hedgecock 21st, Ronnie Gibbons 22nd, 23rd is Kieran Fishlock, 24th Nick Harrell, 25th John Roberts, 26th Alexander Waldo, 27th Silvio Hurt, and Stevie is not here, Andrew Mick and Vittorio how the hell do you say that? Saltalamacchia. Brilliant. Those three not staying in time, but of course Stevie's wheel has died, so we do not have him in this race. So the grid is formed, but fourth has vanished. Now the pole.
This just happens. They just do this sometimes. They just like to play magic tricks.
Well, effective.
Yeah.
So we are just waiting for this to get underway, basically.
Yeah, it's about to go. Now, it should be said that this race is a 20-minute race. The shorter of the two races today. But as you can see, it's based on qualifying position, and we're about to go.
And it is underway. Oh, Poleman's just appeared at the wrong possible moment. He's been nudged off then as... oh, no, I need to be looking further up the grid than that. There we go. I've now picked up second position, Jürgen Frank. Or third position, according to the overlay. But
Jürgen Frank, yeah. He's jumped up into second. He's ahead of Gianni Vecchio.
So there we go then. So as they come up the hill then, heading down towards the inner loop then, that was Jürgen looking for an opportunity to get past Gianni Vecchio. Who's listed in the lead then? No one. I've got my overlay. Oh, there we go.
Patrick Heinrich will be in the lead currently.
I'm going the wrong way. There we go. So Patrick Heinrich, who seemed to be sort of appearing and disappearing.
This will happen occasionally. You just need to work your way through it. We'll get there. Yeah, it's actually interesting. Christoph Weitz has dropped down. Started from 6th. He's dropped behind Evan, so he's actually lost a few places on the start. It's quite tricky to get this car off the line, actually.
So as they now come for the first racing lap into turn 7, that's slightly off camber, uphill right-hander. Patrick Lee. Whoops. Why am I? I'm trying to go through the listed order, and he is jumping through. Oh my goodness! What is going on here?
I can go through it. It's difficult. The order only updates obviously after every lap. So
goodness me. Anyway, so I've just currently caught up with Dustin Hickman. Then he's currently in 4th position according to the overlay. And yes, I will confirm that as they are now coming around to the. To complete the first lap then, so turn 10 and then turn 11 coming shortly afterwards. Really tight, the top 5 in that really tight bunch there. And there's a tiny gap forming between 5th and 6th, barely anything. It's a really long stream at the moment. As the Fords, as you predicted, Phil, are quite near the back by the look of it.
Yeah, that is kind of part of the parcel with that car. Yeah, as you can see, actually, as you see the front 5. You say pulling away all 5 of those cars in the same team. Well, the same overall team. Obviously, they're all split between different sister teams. Obviously, not all scoring points towards the same. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to determine which car is in which team. You can tell which drivers which drive because they have different wheels colours, but unfortunately, they're not different team colours, which makes it slightly difficult. Patrick doing a good job here. Jürgen actually keeping up very well. I was expecting, to be honest, based on the qualifying and the practice time, Patrick might have gone, but actually the guys behind doing a good job. Slipstreaming in these quite effective in general on iRacing. Slipstreaming is quite effective, so it keeps it all together and up quite nicely.
Jürgen was having a crack at Patrick actually on the way down to the yellow loop, but wasn't able to capitalise on it, and now he's under a lot of pressure from and that's Gianni Vecchio that is now put the pressure on, and he's not had a good run out of turn 7. Now he's got to keep in mind that is Dustin Hickman directly behind him, who's managed to break away a little bit from 5th position of Lucas Dolzer. So the front 4 then beginning to get into their stride then, but a lot of pressure being applied to everybody, and that is that the leader has really got to keep in mind one mistake that's going to completely reshuffle that order. Not a lot of gaps throughout the field then, as we take a look. I'm going to take a look further down the field if I get an opportunity to.
Yeah, if you can get on to Christoph Weitz, actually, he's fighting with Evan. He's right up behind him in the only sim I've seen not in the top 5, currently battling the.
We've already had a retirement.
Oh, we have.
Yes, I think it was Andrew. What was it? Andrew Mick. Yes.
Yeah.
We've lost one already, so one casualty already from this race.
That seems to be the case. And actually, Christoph Weiss has passed Evan. It looks like Christoph has a little bit of rear end damage there, so I wonder if he got tacked coming off the line. Obviously, quite slow off the line. He must have been to drop so many positions. But yeah, we now have the two teammates of Knut Martin and Evan Imre. Actually, Evan trying to fight back on Chris. He's probably going to back off here. Doesn't want to dive too much into the bus stop. But up ahead, I think we just saw Adam Tierney making a move on Eric Mick, or at least seems to be the case. Yes, Adam Tierney is ahead of Eric Mick.
Yes, Adam now up to 9th position then, as that is, as you say, Eric Mick was formerly in 8th then, as he's now under pressure by, I can't tell who that is, Curtis Hardy.
That'd be the spin there.
Oh, goodness me.
Gianni Vecchio.
Oh, no. I can't find him.
He's put a lot of pressure on.
There he is.
Put a lot of pressure, and that pressure may have just got to him. He spun out. That's unfortunate for him, because that was looking like to be a good battle between those guys at the top there.
See, that position counter doesn't change. That still says he's in
third. That doesn't change. Yeah, that will not change
every lap.
Across the line.
Oh my goodness me!
You have to just know.
You just have to know.
You'll have to know. You'll have to know. Also, quite a nice little way of shifting through the cars if you want to skip between cars like you is using the V and Shift V. V moves forwards and Shift V moves back through the field.
Ah, thank you. That is exactly what I needed, because I want to know who that Ford is. It's Milo Linford.
It is.
Milo Ford at the moment was 14 last time around. I suspect he's gained at least one with Gio's. Oh, I call him Gio. Gianni, goodness me.
Giovanni.
I want to say Giovanni because my best friend's called Giovanni, so that's exactly what I want to naturally say. Oh, and speaking of which, he's having a crack at Søren Krutz. And he's got him as well, so that's 13th position then to Gianni. I'm going to got to get out of that. Gianni has then moved up to what is now 14th position, I believe. I've got to remember I can't fully rely on that position marker.
Just take one off and add one on, depending which way it went.
Right, I'm going to head back up to the top end of the field because oh, look at that, Patrick Heinrich really under pressure by Jürgen Frank. Still, the front two now have broken away with that dramatic departure from that battle by Gianni. That's now allowed Jürgen to concentrate on attacking Patrick at the front, though, but not too far back is Dustin Hickman and Lucas Dolzer, so they're not too far behind. Dolzer keeping Dustin in his sights, but Dustin's got a little bit of breathing space, but that is a lot of pressure that Jürgen's still able to apply. And Stevie's just said that Jürgen actually won last week's second race, so yeah, he's definitely got the pace to put the pressure on Patrick at the moment. So Patrick doing a stellar job holding on to that lead under the pressure that he's had all race long. What's our lap counter?
We'll be moving on to lap 5 next this time. So Patrick just crossing the line now, on to lap 5. 5 of 20. Yeah, well, 20 minutes race. So
20 minutes race.
I would go
slightly less.
A 12 lap race or so.
That's why I can't see a lap counter, because of course it's on time. I will get used to this, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise for my ineptitude here in iRacing, but I will get used to it. The top two are just running off. Just less than, as you can see on the overlay I just brought up, less than a second between the top two, but there's another 2 seconds-ish down to Dustin at the time they cross the line. So the top two Ferraris really running off. Let's have a look further down. Then there is Lawrence Dulac. 5th position, he's got a bit of breathing space from Benjamin Hackerson, who in turn has got, as Adam's gone very wide on the exit of the bus stop. That could be just a different line he's chosen. I saw that a lot in the GT3s from Project Cars, people using a different line from that inner loop to the outer loop at turn 5. Some people go for a wider entry for a faster exit, some people staying tighter to that apex line. Curtis Hardy then up to 8th position. Whoops, I've gone the wrong way through the field again. There is Gianni. Crikey, he's back up at 9th already. He's a man on a mission to try and get back up to that front pack. But we've now got a pack of 3 here. There's Evan Imre in 10th position with Knut Martinsen and Eric Mick. Really keeping the pressure on the AOR veteran. That is for 11th position. Another pack of 3 here. That's Milo Linford in the Ford with Søren Krutz and Christoph Weiss there. So that is down to 16th position. A lot of fighting going on up and down the field.
Yeah, it looks like Miller's actually doing a very good job. You see, he is the lead forward, so he's trying. Basically, he's fighting on his own sort of thing here. He's having to put up with the Ferraris all around him, and yeah, I don't actually know the characteristics of the Ford too much, but it doesn't, as you see, it doesn't look as strong around here as the Ferrari.
Someone in the wall. Someone's in the wall. I'm trying to figure out who it is.
I can do it.
It's Stuart Atkinson. Just seen Stuart
is.
Atkinson skew off at that rather fetchingly coloured Ferrari. Is buried in the wall. He's trying to get that out.
And he's out.
And he has managed to get that car out of the way again. That does leave him down in, I think that's the last, it is the last position then.
That's
very
shame.
unfortunate.
That's a shame for him. Actually, I see Ronald Gibbons is actually in the pits. I wonder if he's had an issue.
He is. That Ford is not doing him much use at all at the moment. So Ronnie's down at the back. Who does, Stevie's just asked, who does Curtis Hardy drive for?
Oh God. I'll let you do this one because I think this is something that Stevie has wanted you to say for a while. I'll get.
Damn it!
I
practice this word.
Yeah?
I can't remember it off the top of my head. I would have to have it in front of me to try and read it out.
I'll tell you what then. I'll go through it.
Go on then.
I think he wants you to do it because I know it. I know the word. But
I know it's a big ass word which I have tried to say.
Yeah, and it is Kakalaka Sakapuntas.
That was it. I just couldn't remember what it was off the top of my head.
It is.
What crazy nutter thought of that?
You could probably guess that it was
I
Stevie.
think, yeah, that was a rather rhetorical question. So Patrick Heinrich then in the citrus-coloured Ferrari is pulling away at the front there. Oh,
citrus, interesting delivery. I like that.
He disappeared and reappeared for a moment there. Jürgen then is just losing a bit of pace on the leader at this moment in time. Dustin has shaken off his tail then of Lucas Dolzer. Fifth position is Lawrence de Rijk, who's rather running his own races, broken away from Benjamin Hackerson, who has in turn broken away from Alan Tierney, who has not yet broken away from Gianni Vecchio.
No. Gianni's just got through on Curtis Hardy, and so now he's jumping. So I think this is probably a good place to stay if we watch Gianni as he attempts to move on Adam here.
I've just gone to the far chase camera. That's kind of looking downwards too much for my liking, so let's go to the chase. You see, he's just trying to get a lovely sweeping move there on the exit of turn 5. Gets the inside line. I don't think Adam fought that one too hard. We probably realised it. Is it easy to tell from the driver's perspective who is physically behind him?
Yes, yeah, you have a nice little relative box on the. Well, it depends on where the driver wants, but you have a little relative box that shows you where everybody is within 3 positions ahead or behind, depending on how you move it. But yeah, typically it's three cars ahead, 3 cars behind. You know who's around, you know how far they are behind, and he'll have known that he was there. Plus, the spotter would have been giving him advice. He was on the inside, and yes, I'm not fighting that one too hard. He knows that Gianni's faster, and Gianni probably going up and attacking Benjamin Hackerson.
Yeah, realistically, you know who you're in a fight with and who you don't as a driver. So yeah, that wasn't a particular surprise. So let's have a look further downfield then. Whoops, as I'm going the wrong way through the field. Curtis Hardy, the team name I can't pronounce. Just come around the last turn then. And who else can we find? There's Everin. One of these is Evan. Lost which one he is. There he is. So yeah, he's got a bit of a gap then to Curtis ahead of him. Who else can we find? There is Knut Martinson, who's just losing the back of Evan at the moment. Two-way battle here for 12th position. There's Eric Mick and Christoph Veit. So those two locked in the battle, and then they come up to through the chicane rather. Through the hill. That's
up the hill, through the chicane, through the chicane, up through the hill, up the chicane.
Well, that's one way to do it. It's a very messy way of doing it in a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Suren Kurtz, I think that's how you would probably say that. He's in 14th position rather than his own. Roland Kuntas in 15th position, who has shaken off Kieran Fishlock, one of the few Fords we have here, who has got John M. Roberts for company. 17th position. There is Dennis Handlauer in 18th, just coming around turn 5. Nick Carroll in very short succession in 19th. It's about 3 Fords, 3 or 4 Fords in the field. Nick Carroll is one of them. There is Adam Hedgecock, 20th position, with Silvio Hurt, 21st for company. Alexander Waldo in 22nd position has got Milo Linford. So Milo's had a problem somewhere. He's fallen through the field. Whoops, as Mr. Waldo goes a little bit too wide on the exit of turn 6. There is Sarah Dove in 24th position with Jason Dyer just coming through turn 7. There is, and we've just jumped up to Gianni Vecchio for some reason. I don't know why the ordering did that. There we go.
Who knows? But he's had. Sorry, just to put in there. Gianni has just passed Benjamin Hackerson for 6th position.
What a recovery drive!
Yeah, he's just on his way. One more at Lawrence to right. But
who's got the fastest lap? I wonder. It's Patrick Heinrich, unsurprisingly. But to the second best lap, if I read this overlay correctly, it is indeed. Oh no, he qualified second, but this doesn't tell me the fastest lap that particular screen. This one, no. No, he did his personal best last time around, 1:42.1, but not who's got the fastest lap of the race. No, that won't tell me that. Is there a way of telling
I believe
that?
Patrick does. If you have to go onto the laps tab on the left, and it's sort of you have to manually look through it, unfortunately. But it looks like Patrick is currently holding the fastest lap.
1:41.895 is Gianni's best lap there. So
yes. And Patrick has a 41.616.
Nice.
So currently the fastest. Not too much of a surprise, yeah. But I was just saying, Gianni passes Lawrence in the last 3 minutes, last 3 minutes in this race. So if he can do that, then it would be he would get the SimRC guys into the top 5 positions. Which
so does the checkered flag come out on the 20-minute mark, and then it's the next time you cross the line, or is it the next time plus 1?
It is the lap that the time runs out on. It ends. So if you were 2 seconds away and the time ran out, you would cross the line, and that would be the race.
But if you're 2 seconds over, you have to do another whole lap, and then
that is correct.
Got you. So there we go. Looking at the at this particular shot, you still see the top 4 in that shot of Patrick Heinrich, Jürgen Frank, Dustin Hickman, and Lucas Dolzo. It's been those 4 positions all race long. But again, one mistake. Whoa! As Lucas goes very, very wide on the exit of turn 1. One mistake can radically change these positions, as Gianni has already proven. In 5th position, Lawrence Durite will soon have the company of the aforementioned Gianni Vecchio. So 5th position looks pretty good for him, but I think his recovery drive is going to win there. There's quite a gap between 4th and 5th of about 7 seconds or so. So Gianni has made a great drive, but to gain 7 seconds in what should essentially be 2 laps, well, I think it's going to be a bit of a tournament.
I mean, if he could do it, that was something to talk about.
Oh, that'll be something for the highlights reel.
That really would, wouldn't it? Yeah, no, this is Curtis Hardy is now right on the back of Adam Tierney. I know that he's been quite close, but it looks like this is as close as he's ever been for Gianni, 8th position here. Yeah,
Gianni is really pressuring Lawrence for that 5th position as they come through turn 7.
On the back.
Let's jump into let's go on nose. Whoa, that's really low. As you would expect a nose cam to be fair. There's a nose camera, yes. So, and that's a lovely switch back then for Gianni. Can he get the pace down? Oh, now he's switched back again. He's now going to try and get the inside for turn 9. And again, cut off by Lawrence. Let's try. Give us a look the wrong way. That's the one I'm looking for. I was looking for the cockpit view. So, this is what it is from Gianni Vecchio's perspective. He's going to have a look at inside of 11. No, not quite. He's going to try and get a better drive out of that final turn, which he does, but straight away Lawrence defends that line. Oh my goodness me, he gets very close. Now, let's get to the chase cam. Side by side heading into turn 1. Oh, that's very, very close. Gianni's forced to go wide. And this will be the final lap then. What a great scrap here for 5th position that continues, and it's probably going to go onto the line at this rate.
You would imagine so. In fact, he's going to the outside here. If he can make this stick on the outside of this corner, that would be impressive. He has to be very brave on the brakes. He's going to move back out. They're side by side all the way through the bus stop.
Still side by side, then they're going to go through turn 5, and Gianni's going to win that one out. Can he make it stick? What brilliant driving by both of them. Absolutely great stuff. Well played.
That was always fun to watch.
That was a stunning effort by both drivers to avoid contact then. So Gianni has got that particular position, and there, not too far behind, is actually, if I can go the right way, is Benjamin Hackerson. Hickson? Try that again. he's managed to close in there whilst they've been fighting. But the other battle you mentioned earlier, Phil, Adam Tierney and Curtis Hardy, and you said Chris Hardy there. So that is a pretty close position. Let's head up to our leaders then, who are going across the line. There he is, winner of round number 3. Our shorter race is Patrick Heinrich. Nicely done. Jürgen Frank comes across the line second.
We may actually have one more lap. The elapsed time at the top there is from when the gridding started.
Oh.
I forget this. I was also just about to start calling that. But don't worry, we've got this. So he is still going to go around for one more lap. But this will almost certainly be the final lap at this point.
So Jürgen disappears and reappears again. He's really lost a lot of time on the leader this time around. Are they going to be suffering a lot of time wear at this point?
Well, they're only around a second or so off their qualifying, a second and a half off their qualifying. So at this point, no, you don't imagine they would be. Like I said, I don't think the tyre wear in this car is too much of an issue to worry about. So hopefully, hopefully that is the case, because otherwise you're just going to be very wrong. But actually, looking at the cars, Knut Martinsen is now right on the back of his teammate.
Yeah, that's on the back of Everett as they come into the bus stop then. So battle here for 10th position, and just ahead of them is Curtis Hardy on the back of Aaron Tierney still. So that battle still rages on for 8th position. Great amount of scraps going on here. I'm just going to keep an eye on our leader, because again he's going to be coming up to finish the lap fairly soon. There he is. That's coming through turn number 8 and 9. Jürgen not too far away. Stevie can confirm this is the final lap as Fizzy has seen the white flag, so that's not someone surrendering. That is an indication of the final lap. So here is Patrick Heinrich coming around the last 2 bends to win. Has announced the lap earlier, but we'll announce it again. Oh, there we go. I now have a race over banner at the top. So Patrick Heinrich wins round number 1 then here at Watkins Glen. Jürgen Frank 2. No, Andrew Nick is not 3rd. Dustin Hickman is 3rd. Lucas Dolzer in 4th. And Gianni Vecchio with a brilliant recovery drive gets up to 5th position. Lawrence Durike in 6th. And Benjamin Hackerson closed in but not enough to overtake in 7th. Adam Tierney manages to hold on to that 8th position from Curtis Hardy in 9. Evan again just fends off Fizzy for that 10th position, and that was Christoph Weiss right with them as well for that 12th position. Eric Mikrons across the line to take 13th. Søren Krus, 14th position. Next down the line is Ronan Kutas for 15th then. The leading forward, Kieran Fishlock, comes across the line 16th position with Dennis Andlauer. 17th, that is Nick Carroll in the next forward in 18th position. Next up is Celio Hurt, 19. Andrew Hedgecock in the front of a 4-car train there with Sarah Dove, Jason Dyer, and there is John Roberts coming across the line 24th. Alexander Waldo in a lonely 25th. And right at the back there, we saw him burying his car. That's quite a damaged Ferrari. He's now limping around the circuit. Is Stuart Atkinson, and in 26th and last position.
Yes. That's he's coming around the final corner here, and will cross the line as the last person on the lead lap, and also the last finisher. Both Ronnie Gibbons and Andrew Esmick not finishing the race.
And the pace car's a Porsche, I've just noticed. Indeed, so Andrew Mick was a very early retirement. We don't know what happened to him, as I forgot to look at the incident camera that was shown to me by Mr. SQ, but I completely forgot about it until now. So there we go. That is the final race results then. As the camera jumps to somebody else. Just found John Roberts still circling. So yeah, that is race 1 done and dusted.
Yeah, that was it. We didn't really quite have the battle in the top there, but we got to see quite a nice little fight through the field from Gianni and Christoph Weitz attempting the same thing as well after a poor start. And then we had a couple of other battles there. Adam and Chris having a good fight. The Force Ferrari cars having we're close at the end there, with Christoph Weitz actually closing up, so that was interesting.
Yeah, that's something I'm going to do is get the team list up so I can try and see who's driving for who. and try and get that name re-rehearsed that Stevie is determined for me to say.
Kakalakasakapuntas.
Yeah, that'll be the one.
Yeah. I'm just doing that to show how impressive I am.
Do we need to leave the session and come back again?
We need to go and join the other session.
Oh,
we need
we
to go
join
through
the
the
other-
same thing that we did, but we go to the second session now. Once it's up, I don't believe it will be up yet, so we can just sit here and just have a chill, but get a deck chair.
Get an ice cream.
I do want an ice cream.
Oh, that would be very nice in this. Apologies if you can hear my youngest in the background. Is the weather doesn't do well for getting children to sleep. Any parent out there can sympathise with it. It's because he's crying for me as well. So terrific.
No.
Yeah, thank you, Star. My wife is handling the children at the moment. So, yeah, if you keep an eye on when the next session is ready to go, then, Mr. Phil, and then I will bring the stream over to it.
Just quit out of this session, and we'll have a look to see if the other one is up.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for the second race. Apologies for the delay in getting this session back underway. A few technical hiccups, but never mind, we have overcome them and we are here. I have managed to get the paint job sorted out so the correct cars will appear in the correct colours, such as Christoph Weitzer is staring at, is now in the very fetching tiger skin Ferrari. With just under a minute to go then of this warm-up session, then we are into a 45-minute race that will include the rolling starts. So reverse grid from last time out, as please explained. Still joining me, he hasn't given up on me yet, is Mr. McFillan.
Oh, you gotta be kidding. I'd never give up on you, Chris.
You're such a kind man. So, so yeah, we basically are just waiting for the timer to run out, which it will in 15 seconds time, and we will get this show back on the road then. 45 minutes of racing here, so should be quite good with the reverse grid, but with the action we saw from the normal grid, this I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, this is something that is pretty much the case with any reverse grid race. You always get something good because you just have those fast guys trying to make their way through, and you get a lot of action.
Yeah, the few league races I took part in was the Project Cars BMW 320 League, and the second race of those was reverse grid, and that was amazing. Not that I wasn't particularly good qualifier, but I was in the top half, so then having to fight your way through more of the grid than you did last time around is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, it's always something special, and I mean, what are we going to get here? We've already seen some ridiculous performances from a couple of guys coming through the pack anyway, Gianni obviously especially. Now we expect, can he do that again from just starting from the back this time? It'll be interesting to see.
It will be very interesting to see indeed. Now I'm trying to figure out who was on pole, and of course I think
I can tell you.
is it Waldo? Silvio Hertz, yes.
Mr. Waldo is second.
Second, yes.
And using the line it side by side, it is a 2x2 rolling grid.
There we go. So they actually have a pace car in front of them.
They do, and it will lead all the way around and then peel off onto the pits.
Happy day. So we're just waiting for everybody to connect, and then the show will be getting underway. And there goes the pace car. And Silvio now begins to lead them away. There. So that shot, we can see the entire grid getting off the starting blocks, and someone's very, very slow to get away. Oh no, they're away now.
Yeah, that's just traditional with this car. It's so difficult to get off the line, but not that it matters in this race at all.
So everyone is now underway. I'll tell you what we could do. There's the rear chase from the pace car, so you can see.
Ooh, fancy.
It's just, just something that just made me laugh. The iRacing logo, normally, as you can see in the top left, looks absolutely fine. On the pace car, it looks like he's been nailed to it, or tied to the car in GTA style.
It really does.
He clearly did something wrong.
Well, this is iRacing. He's probably done everything wrong. Yeah, I was actually just gonna say. It looks like John M. Roberts who should be starting third, hasn't actually, or he's joined the session, but he isn't on the grid. So I wonder if he's letting himself stay out of the potential melee. If last week is anything to go by, I think it will be much better this time. I think it's possible that he just, there you go, as you see in the chat, took 6 attempts to get in what's up with iRacing, so he has unfortunately missed the start due to iRacing not being kind.
So he's out of this one.
He's out of the wrong start, but he can still start in the pit lane.
Will he be a lap down?
No, he will not. This doesn't count as a lap. Yeah.
Oh, this doesn't count as the first racing lap. Aha. Marvellous. So we look at the pit lane. Can we see him? Nope, he's not out. He's not in the pit lane yet. Well, that was kind of technical. That was kind of technical.
No, there's a little bit of symmetry here. Actually, we have 2 Ferraris on the front row, and then 2 Fords.
2 Fords, yeah.
And then 2 teammates.
And then there's a lot of pink going on in this grid. That's a lot of pink.
There's a lot of pink, and then you look toward the back, and it's a lot of yellow.
Yeah, it becomes the tiger livery at the back. So as they are now heading down towards, let's switch to the team. There we go. Someone a bit more meaningful. Looking at Nick Carroll then. Yeah, we'll get it sorted. We'll get it sorted next time round, Gunnar. We will definitely get it sorted next time around.
We will do our best. And by our best, we mean we will get it sorted. Just interesting to anyone that hasn't known or may not have been said. The reason these cars are not reversed from their finishing positions from the race is that it's the qualifying results that get reversed rather than the race results. So that is why it is how it is. But here we go then, coming around the final corner. Chris.
It is indeed. So, as we get rid of that one, they're just coming out of the final bend then. The pace car is... Oh, blimey, he left that late to get out of the way.
Green, green, green.
There goes
He's named his pace car, but they're gone. They're gone, yeah.
Yeah, so leaders then heading down the road. Silvio Hurt has had a pretty good start then. Leading into the first turn, the Ferrari on the inside. It's holding on to that position. That is Nick Carroll. That is hanging on to that third position in fourth then. That is Jason Dyer, I think. No, that's jumped down to 11th. Oh, this interface. So then, everyone's got through the first turn pretty cleanly. Fresh on to that fourth position. Looks like everyone is doing okay at keeping out of trouble for the time being. Let's see how that side by side going through the bus stop. Otherwise, all good.
Yeah, Adam Tinney and Knut Martinson going side by side to the long right, coming into the left. Knut Martinson on the inside. Adam trying around the outside. Can he make it stick, or Fizz going to call him Fizz there? There's 2 names that call him there. He sticks on the inside. We've got that moving head. Oh my god, there's 2x2s everywhere here.
There are. It's impossible to keep up with all of them. It looks like Knut Martinson has getting himself out of trouble. Let's head further up the grid then, see if we can find one a bit closer to us. Jumped on board with Sarah Dove then, who is putting a lot of pressure on. Who's that ahead? That is Stuart Atkinson directly ahead of her. Phil, can you just take a... I just need to sort something out with my children again. So I'm just going to hand over for Phil. Hand over to Phil. I'm just going to mute my mic. I should be back shortly.
Alright, so we may not see exactly what's going on, but I can take you through as much as I can. We have Adam Tierney right on the back of Knut Martinson. Behind him we have Benjamin Haxton actually taking the move now. He's on the inside of the penultimate corner. They're going to run side by side through the final corner. This is tricky. Benjamin breaks Adam and moves around the outside of the final corner. That's a great move to take what I believe will be 15th or 16th position, probably. And let's see what we're going up at the front. Oh, who's that trying to make a move? No, backs out of it there, probably wisely. Looking at the progress of the guys behind, Gianni is already up 5 positions. He's actually side by side with his teammate Christoph Weitz coming up, and also side by side. And Antini again with Lawrence to right. So I think Adam's had possibly a problem here because he's dropped. Is he dropped? No, he's actually just being passed. So he's going to get passed by 2 cars. Here comes Curtis Haley, the guy that couldn't get past him in the last race. He is now also past Adam. As will Christoph Weitz. Can they go? Is that going to get three past Adam? Wow, he's really dropped there along main straight. On back straight. Sorry. Who have we got coming up? We have Waldo being pressured by Nick Carroll. in the Ford around the outside. Can he make it? No, although Waldo's going to go a little bit deep. He's going to hold it. Nick's gone on the throttle earlier. And Waldo's going to be defending on the inside here. It's hard to pass around the outside of this corner. In fact, Nick, does the sensible thing. Slightly backs out. He's going to go for the switch back up and under. Is he going to get it? He's ahead. Oh, that's a good move from Nick to take second position. Stuart Atkinson now trying to move on to Waldo. Coming down into this right-hander. He's on the inside, but not far off on the side, or is he? Waldo has to back out because of Milo ahead. No, sorry, Nick ahead. And now side by side coming into this third last. Oh, Waldo has a little wobble, and there's a bit of contact between the two. He's going to go around. Is he? No, he holds it together. Oh, they've gone to come together again. Waldo had a little bit of an issue on the with the car control there, unfortunately for both of those guys. So that's dropped them out, and that means we've got a few guys jumping up into higher positions. Kieran Fishnot now the lead forward, with Adam Hedgecock not too far behind. Sarah Dove attempting to move into turn one. Can she get it out inside? It looks like now she backs out here. Probably don't need to make a move. If you think you've got the pace on the car ahead, you don't need to make a move too early. You can follow them through and then attempt to move and bust and then pull away for the rest of the lap. Although he is now under pressure from Soren Cruz on the inside, or he backs out wisely going through turn two. Who we got behind? See if there's anything going on side by side. No, it looks like it's all good. Unless I say that, Jürgen Frank on the inside of Valentini. Valentini not having a great race. He's just been passed by Jürgen Frank, and now he's going to get passed by Patrick Heinrich. So all the CMRC guys are coming straight through.
I'm back.
That's not great for him. And Chris is back.
So my youngest had spilled his drink all down himself, so he was absolutely drenched.
Oh, well, he's joining the sweat boxes, but in an unnatural way.
Right. So
there's a lot going on here. There's a whole line of cars just
all trying to make their way through. We have a spinner. I'm trying to figure out who it is. One of the CMRC boys. Is it Christoph? Yes, Christoph Weitz.
Oh no.
Yeah, he
just made a move. He just got past Valentini. Now he's dropped back behind him again. Valentini's actually had he's had a not great start to race. He's been passed by quite a few cars.
Yeah, he's had trouble. You had trouble down at turn 6. I think he had a tap from someone who just ended up on the infield. And there's Evan Imre right at the back of that field. What happened to Evan?
I think he's just been dropping back through people passing, to be honest. I didn't see if there was any particular incident, but side by side, a couple of them. We just had Gianni Vecchio, who, of all people, not a surprise, passing Lawrence Durek, the man he couldn't catch last race. Not enough time, but he's just got past him. I believe Philip Martinson has also just made a move on Roland Kutas.
We have a new leader. We do. Nick Carroll in the Ford now leads the race. I just jumped up to the top. Saw Silvio Hurt had a car in front of him. Now he's also got Kieran Fitzgerald already behind.
Will he be behind for long?
No, indeed. So Ferrari's gone wide. Yeah, he didn't try and defend the line. He knew he lost too much speed at the first turn. No, he didn't get a slowdown penalty, did he?
No, he won't get a slowdown. No, he was just back. I think from racing with Silvio, we know that he doesn't put himself in dangerous positions that can risk other cars, so he probably just backing out there just to save any potential incident.
Rear view then from Silvio, you can see the stream of cars that are directly behind him. As we've gone over the 10-minute mark, and in this 45-minute race, and the field is still pretty heavily bunched up. Lots of toing and froing as we look at looking at the standings at the moment. You just see the twos and fro's going on. Now Paul Waldo, who started second, now right the way down at the back of the field. Did you see what happened to Waldo?
Yes, I did. I caught it. He had a incident with Stuart Atkinson. Waldo just got a little bit loose coming through the third to last corner and had a coming together with Stuart.
I heard there's several good medications if you're loose.
This one, sorry?
I say there's good medications to take if you're loose. You know, it's terrible. Oh dear! As Adam Hedgecock gets a bit out of, a bit sideways on the exit of turn 9, and still going early. Although he did lose a position to Sarah Dove, who moves up to now 4th place, and he's already straight under pressure from Surin Cruz. Look at that big stream, and several side by sides then going on. As that looks like some of the Tiger Ferraris that are making their way through the field as I keep catching the pace car. There is Gianni Vecchio. Oh dear, there was a bit of a thump there as I don't know who that is that's gone off.
That was Roland Kutas. It looked like he just may have slightly turned in slightly too early, and Luckily, nothing really major came out of that. He's dropped back a few positions. Oh, he gets close with Lawrence to right there. Actually, almost an instant between the two of them, and it looks all good. Man, these Sim RC boys, they're making their moves. They are. Oh, lock up ahead. There's a couple of guys going side by side, and one off the track. Song Cruz off the track. Dennis Antlauer trying around the outside of this long right-hander. Can he make that stick? He'll be on the inside if he can. Oh, yes, he has.
Curtis Hardy has got he's got all the Tigers right behind him. That's a lot of pressure to have to deal with. He's in the Italian flavoured Ferrari. And there we go. That's a move on the inside of Curtis by Dustin Hickman. And that is an easy pass for him then on the inside of turn 7. And that's another one. That's Lucas Dolzer going through in the same spot. So, yeah, the Tigers basically moving through all in sync, by the look of it. And is that then a move? Not quite, I don't think. Soren's trying. No, it's not Soren, a big pardon. Curtis, rather. I think he's the one trying. Oh, he's going to lose another couple of positions, though. He's gone wide at turn 9. Oh, dear, and that's impact.
That's contact. Oh, that's contact with Patrick Heinrich. It's a big incident now.
That's messy. Someone actually vanished. Roland Krutz, very, very, very heavily damaged Ferrari for Roland. Roberts has just come through that particular lot. There's Adam Tierney in the now rearranged, reshaped pink Ferrari. And that's Roland coming into the pits now. Mike's is in there as well, I believe. Now completely lost track of that particular. Roberts has continued. The mid-race survived it, so who's at the back there? But do want to retire from his incident?
Yeah, that does seem to be the case.
Yes, so I can no longer find him.
Yeah, he's currently in the pits, but there's every chance he could come out. Because don't forget, you have to make a pit stop in this race. The pit stop window could potentially be open. Benjamin Hackerson has just gone round. He's had a contact, I believe that is Dennis Antlauer. Yeah, just a little bit of contact. Trying to make a move on the outside, and unfortunately he's now run off onto the grass and slightly into the barrier, but he should be able to keep him going.
But just looking at from the back of Adam Hedgecock's car in 5th position, what a pack! I'd rather swim in a tank of piranhas than have this lot swimming around behind me. Good God, that must be pretty terrifying. If you look in front, there's not a lot for him to do. He can't attack at the moment as who's that in 4th? That's Silvio Hurt is in 4th position, but look at the gaggle behind him. Oh, that's another impact. I think it was Jason Dyer that was the victim in that one. So yeah, that was pretty intense. It's just so condensed. I'm really surprised. Should I be surprised that the field is this condensed? Probably not, because the leads of the last race have yet to get fully through the pack. So I'm also surprised that the Tigers are still fairly well bunched together. They're beginning to spread out a little bit now. As a double overtake over turn 1.
Trying to go 3 wide into turn 1 is always going to be so tricky there. That could be damage. Gianni was making a lot of progress coming up from right at the back and move all the way up to the 7th. That would have put him to 5th, but Milo has now taken
Milo's right up there, and we just lost Stuart Atkinson. The race he is disconnected. Looking back from the Ford, that is Gianni Vecchio that has flown through on the inside before the bus stop. He's gone into 5th now, I think that is.
It will be 5th. Yes.
That wasn't the shot I was looking for, but it'll do. So now Gianni has an opportunity to try and break away. I think he's the lead of the tiger-coloured Ferraris, so
that is correct.
So he can now really use his opportunity to get away from the chasing pack, as Milo now becomes the lead of this big old gaggle. Then as Jason Dyer has got 3, I think it is, Tigers running this down. This is a 4 even. There's a still side-by-side going on. If I get on the gearbox, this is Lucas Dolzer, and he's actually got one side-by-side. If I get a chase cam going on. Oh my goodness me, ahead of him side by side. That is Jason Dyer and Dustin Hickman. Still side by side, they're heading down to turn 9. Oh, and that is I've lost track of who it is. That's Dustin Hickman has gone too wide. Dolzer then gets back in line. And again, this procession continues. Procession, that's a completely wrong word. That indicates a boring race, which is anything but. Look at this. There's 17 minutes into the race, and we are still really heavily packed in. And who is that was going side by side? I wonder if that's Gianni again.
That's Gianni, yeah, he's just gone around Silvio Hurt. And we have Dustin Hickman on the inside of Jason Esdar at turn 1. You'd think he's going to make that move stick. They're slightly still side by side. But from this position, you expect Dustin to get a car ahead, and he does. Now, Jason has to worry just about Lucas behind now. Although, actually, Jason's going to be the one trying to repass Dustin Hickman. He's going to try it.
Why not? They're actually side by side. And Dustin Hickman hangs on to that before the bus stop. Then he's gone. Is that Milo ahead of him? It is.
It is.
Milo ahead of him. So beginning to get used to. Well, I'm beginning to get used to who's in the fours. There's only 4 of them. Oh, who's that that's gone off?
No, but the Fords are going strong. First,
Lawrence de Rijk.
Oh,
Lawrence
de Rijk.
Yes, I think he got punted off. I think I heard an impact. Oh, that's trouble.
Oh no, that is trouble. That is very much trouble.
Ow, 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 ow. It was just John Roberts. See, he's hit. So that's, I would suspect that's a couple of retirements, and one of them's disappeared. I take it you can retire and you vanish. I assume, would that be right?
That is correct.
So yeah, that is a big old impact then.
Yeah. It's more going back to the pits. So you retire back to the pits, and then you can get some repairs.
Gotcha.
So it's just really towing. That's what it is. It's towing back to the pits, but it's all virtual.
But you disappear physically from the server.
Yes. Yes, but you have a time. You have a little time limit. So you have to. You get like around a 2.5 minute tow to get back to the pits. So you do lose time. You don't just get to do it and gain laps. So here we go. Gianni making his way up onto, that'll be the podium position, won't it? Yes, it will.
I'm trying to find
Gianni's already on the podium. He's on the 3rd position, and now he'll be chasing down Sarah Dove in 2nd. Going well, Sarah. Nick Carroll still going well as well.
Yeah, Nick Carroll's still in the lead.
And the leader of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. So Gianni, indeed, as mentioned, gets up to that 2nd position from Hill Fishlock. Sarah Dove is in 2nd position still, heading down to the bus stop. Still inside though, so Sarah can still see the Ford ahead. But Gianni has been really making some great inroads into this field, so I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Gianni pushing for that lead very, very soon. So we head down towards turn 6. There's Gianni, there's Kieran Fishlock, Dustin Hickman, Linford. Wrong name entirely. There's Silvio Hurt then, who has got a whole bundle of pressure from the remaining Tigers behind.
Yeah, he does. He did just have the one behind, but now he's got the 2 with Jürgen Frank just got past Jason Esdyer, and you expect Patrick Heinrich, although he has damage, possibly to join them.
Jürgen Frank is right in there. Could potentially put some... Oh, Silvio's... Oh, and that's Jürgen that's gone through on Silvio. Oh, bit of impact there between Patrick... oh, no! That was
Jason,
Silvio.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah, that was Jason, and that's Silvio Hurt. Silvio looked like he braked a little bit early, and Jason just tagging the back of him as they were going side by side, as Patrick was attempting to move around the outside of Silvio, so avoids any of the carnage being on the outside. And so now it's a Tiger car. Let's call them Tiger cars. That's more fun. They're running 3-fold now.
Yes, they are. So that's 9th, 8th, and 7th. For the Tiger cars at the moment. Just going to turn 1, that's Milo Linford. Let's say Linford.
And we had, Gianni, right on the back of Sarah now, coming up to the bus stop along the straight. Probably not going to make a move there, no. Wisely decides not to try and outbrake and manoeuvre there from that far back. But putting under pressure, you know that Gianni has so much pace. He can, and he's got so much to the race. He's got just over half, or just under half, basically about half the race left to make these 2 moves, and he's right there. They're both in sight, so he doesn't have to rush with this. And then there you go, move on the inside.
Jürgen has just taken that 7th position then from Lucas through the bus stop section. So Jürgen now the lead Tiger on this particular pack behind Milo. And again, still side by side as these Tigers have been pretty much side by side with either themselves or someone all race long.
It does seem to be the case. They're all just going, they're all making moves. Gianni now, we keep on coming back to him, but we kind of have to, considering he is now challenging for the lead against Nick Carroll in the Ford. and he's right up behind him at the second to last corner here. He's not going to make the move here. He'll going to wait for this and do it into turn 1, you would expect. Don't forget, these guys have to pit at some point.
A mandatory pit stop then that is in place. So then Gianni, both actually Gianni and Nick get a decent run out the last corner. Gianni then moves to the inside of turn 1. I think that was. I can't get my words out at all. I'm melting. Nick, I actually completely forgot who it was. So Nick has taken that. So we've got 4 cars in the pit. I think these are retirements. So that's John Roberts, Roland Kutas, Adam Tierney. I think is retired because I'm looking into space. Christoph Weitz as well. So Nick Carroll then was trying to get the lead back from Gianni. Gianni had to defend then on the straight down to the inner loop. But he's not able to get the job done there. He's under pressure then by... Who's that currently in third? The interface is completely nuts.
Sarado is in third, yeah. And just to note there, I don't believe Adam is retired. I believe he's just gone into the pits for his mandatory pit stop. He's just been there for a while because he has damage. So he's had to have the bodywork repaired on that car, so he will be sitting there for longer than he would have liked, but he will be probably continuing the race, I would guess. But yes, Sarado, you're right, challenging Nick Carroll in the Ford for the second position,
spot,
and Nick's going to defend here. He's going to defend coming into this right-hand side on the outside.
Great drive.
Stick here. Oh, really late on the brakes. Probably going to go a little bit wide here. Is Nick going to leave room? He doesn't need to, and he doesn't. And so Sarah now on the outside again with, unfortunately for her, Dustin Hickman. And
right behind her.
Yeah, and not too far behind is Jürgen Frank as well. So the Tiger Sim RC guys are going to be on their way.
So yeah, through turn 10. And again, you see Nick having to defend that inside line again. He's not feeling like he can just floor it. He's got to be taking that. He went to that at the wrong moment because that's Dustin that's making a move for that third position on the inside of turn 1.
Sarah trying to hold it around the outside.
Oh, well driven.
She's going very wide.
Oh, lots of people going very wide in turn 1, but that is third place. That has just changed hands to Dustin Hickman then in the Tiger Ferrari. Nicely
I like the
done.
Tiger Ferrari. I do like it that we call it the Tiger Ferrari.
It's a good looking car.
It is.
The skin
Yeah,
as opposed to the car. The car is, of course, a gorgeous car. It's a Ferrari, of course.
Yeah.
Oh dear, that's Nick that's gone across the grass at the bus stop. And I'm assuming that's a slowdown penalty then.
Yes, it is.
So that's second then to Dustin, third to Sarah, or third back to Sarah, I should say. So that's so we could be seeing a tiger on tiger battle very, very soon for the lead. God, blimey, look at the pace that Dustin's already getting on with the job. Ooh, a little bit deep in turn 7, but should get away with that all right. So 3-car battle then for that final podium spot.
Jürgen already has the inside here, coming into this right-hander. He's on the inside, he's going to make that move stick. Yeah, he's already through into the 4th position, and he won't be far behind Sarah. And these guys have just got to watch out because the others aren't too far behind. Oh, there's a bit of contact behind Kieran Fishlock and Milo. The two of the Fords coming together, and Milo's just slightly gone into the barrier there, and that's not good for either of those guys.
We've just lost Adam Tierney then, so he's gone. So Lawrence DeRike and Adam Tierney are retired from this particular race, unfortunately. There's a big old gaggle here for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, I think. I keep losing track of what position we're on now, unfortunately. So Kieran's in 10th, so that's 8, 9, 10 and 11 we're looking at here.
Yeah, this is a nice little round. Gunnar Martinson coming up rounding out the rear here, right behind Kieran Fishlock, who obviously just had that incident with Milo. So can Fizz make a move here on the Ford?
Yeah, on board with Knut then. It's got the slipstreams going on the inside of the pink Ford. Can he get it done? Simon? No, he backs out before getting to the bus stop. Safer way of doing it. And on they continue then, and that's Dennis Andauer. I will get these names right, I assure you. Just catching to this pack, and not far behind is actually Soren Bruce. So that pack is getting a bit tasty as Curtis Hardy looking on the inside at turn 6 on Jason Dyer then for that 8th position. Oh, that was close to impact. I don't think it was quite. So close. There's a lot of pressure that Jason's having to deal with. That's what it looks like from the gearbox of Jason. It's very. Oh my goodness me! No, not quite impact there. Although barely more than playing cards between the two cars there. And that's again. That's a look on the inside by Curtis, but not quite able to get that move done. Sarah Dove then. Oh, Sarah, I think has just lost a position there.
Yeah, looks like she's lost a couple of positions. She's actually also behind Nick Carroll as well. So
yeah, I think she made a mistake through turns 9 and 10. That's put her down to 5th position, but still a good drive going on there. That's the pace car. That's not what I'm after. Oh no, 7th position that puts her in. Oh, you still going to the pace car. 6th position, Lucas Dolzer. Then on the case of Nick Carroll. Patrick Heinrich now up to 4th place. The top 3 Tigers. They are. So the top 3 cars are the Tiger Ferraris of Gianni Vecchio, who's crikey, he's really beginning to stretch his legs out the front. Then second, Dustin Hickman. What's the gap between the two? 5 seconds between first and second. Just shy of 2 seconds down from him is Jürgen Frank in 3rd as he's coming through turn 6. 4th is Nick Carroll in the leading Ford then with Lucas Dolzer in 6th position in the Ferrari. There is Sarah Dove in 7th place. Nick really having to defend quite hard the entrance to turn 7. Lovely duel going on. Ferrari on Ford. As Lucas gets a great drive. He's going for the inside, heading up the straight, heading down towards turn 8. And that is the position done. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can. So that is 5th position, I think. That is now in the hands of the Ferrari, and Sarah Dove right in there to try and do something about the Ford as well.
Yeah, it's actually 4th position because Patrick Heinrich, who was there in 4th, has actually had a mistake at some point. He's dropped back.
Oh dear!
Quite a few positions here. So I think I saw him having a slight spin at the turn 5, I believe.
We'll find him. Patrick, there he is. Yeah, he's right down in the field now. Was 4th. So now he finds himself right behind Kieran Fishlock. And
yeah.
Someone's in
someone
pits.
that might be interesting. Yes, I was going to say someone that might be interesting to watch is Knut Martinson, who has been in the pits for his stop last lap. So.
Patrick then trying to get past Jason Dyer. That is for 8th position. At what point would you be pitting if you were in this race, Phil?
Typically, I like to run the fuel as long as it can go, and then pit. So, because one, you get a shorter pit stop because you feel less fuel, and you also have fresher tyres. Assuming you take tyres, I don't think they do. But typically, you just have a slightly lighter car for the rest of the race. You don't. Yeah, so that's what I would do. But obviously, we saw Knut was in a train, so he would have wanted to get out and possibly try to undercut a few of these guys ahead.
So how long can you run before the tank starts to get a bit too dry? Can you go to like the penultimate lap and then throw it in, or is it?
You can. I think you can go upwards to around about 35-40 minutes. So we can see. So we've got a few more laps in these guys before they have to start pitting.
Patrick just threw that on the inside of Jason at turn 7 then. He's already having to defend from Jason Diddy down towards 8. That was a brave move there from the Tiger Ferrari, as we just lost Christoph Weitz as well. Unfortunately, that's another retiree from this race. And so that is a position gain then for Patrick. Who else can we find?
No. Who else can we find? You're right.
Sarah Dove is on the tail of Nick Carroll in that Ford still, so that's 5th and 6th position there. That is Lucas Dolzer that's just gone out of the shot, so let's see where our leaders are. Gianni Vecchio still continues. He is really away with his lead now, 6.1 over this man, Dustin Hickman, who could barely see Gianni ahead of him. Jürgen Frank. His gap there is 1.8, which is about roughly what it was before. So those two keeping a similar pace. Second and third, there is 4th Lucas Dolzer, and right here is Sarah attacking the Ferrari of the Ford of Nick Carroll for that 5th position. Not quite able to put it off just yet. So Sarah is getting the pressure on, trying to make her way past the Ford. Then further back is Curtis Hardy and Patrick Heinrich. A lot of pressure for the Italian flavoured Ferrari to be dealing with. Oh, the inside of turn 6, not quite. Patrick seems a bit better at that. This battle is by no means done. Oh, crikey, he's gone for his favourite overtaking spot again on the inside of 7. And that could well be John Dunn. Can he defend it? Let's have a look at the gearbox. Oh, Patrick Hyman. Can he keep that fly covered Ferrari behind him? He's gone to the inside line. Curtis is going to have to go the long way round if he wants that position back. But he's having a go. Patrick's...
He is having a go.
Yeah. They're still side by side then, heading up to 9. So this could be Curtis getting the switchback on Patrick. Still side by side. Patrick doing a great job. Wow. And he's got it back.
He's got him back. That's great driving from Curtis to keep that position. Although now, is he just going into the pits? So he's done all that and then he comes into the pits. So he's just doing that too. Obviously,
a statement of intent there. Fair play though. Fair play.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, can we find? Did I find? Yeah, Roland Kurtz is in the pits. Kurtz? Crooks. Missed it. Dennis Sandlauer has gained a few positions. I think there's Patrick. Did I see? No, I thought I saw Sarah Duff in the pits. But
no, but speaking of Sarah Duff, she's right there alongside, or attempting to go alongside Nick Carroll. Just maxed out a little bit there. Yeah, but really putting slight wobble on the brakes there. Yeah, that can happen. I've had that a couple of times when I was driving this car. The back can just slightly go into that corner. You're just turning the wheel too much.
Of the Ford or the Ferrari?
Of the Ferrari.
I wondered if she had a twitch or she had to get out of it to avoid hitting the Ford, because he's clearly got the pace advantage over Nick Carroll in that Ford. Not detracting anything from Nick's performance, pretty impressive, but it does look like the Ferraris had the advantage over the Fords here.
It does seem to be the case. Nick goes very wide at turn 7 there, so Sarah's just come back into the slipstream again here. Too far away to make any move on this, but we'll be closing down and we'll probably get close enough to make another attempt at turn 1.
There's Patrick in the Tiger Ferrari coming up behind them as well. So there's a Crouching Hidden Tiger. I know that's not correct. I can't remember what the correct title is. Crouching Tiger Hidden Patrick. That's bearing down on them. Coming up to either of them pits. No,
I think Nick will
is.
be. Yeah.
Oh,
there we go. That was close. I believe. I believe he made it. He gave a warning on the chat systems there, so Sarah knew it was coming. Still made it close because that's just what you do. It's more fun that way.
Is Milo in as well? No, Milo's carrying on. There's Dennis Sandlauer, I think, that's coming as well. Yes, it is. So Dennis is in as well. There's Knut Martinson. He's up to 12th. He will gain a few. That's Evan Imre right behind him. Yes, it is. So the two. What was it? Fizzy Ferraris.
Force Ferrari.
Force Ferrari. Heading down. So has Imre pitted as well?
Yes, he pitted towards the opening part of the stint. Maybe he was in some trouble. Maybe had a little bit of damage, but he pitted really early on, maybe as early as he could. And there they come. And actually, both of them are ahead of Dennis Sandlauer.
Yeah. So that's not worked out well for Dennis. He's stuck right behind, potentially right in the middle of the pack.
This is a pack here. There's 5 cars around here.
Yeah, big pack here. So there's Oren Kurtz, Curtis Hardy, and also Benjamin Hackerson, who we haven't seen a great deal of this particular race. So that's. Oh, hello. Oh, that's Patrick and Sarah Dell, I think. Yes, it is. Side by side through turn 8. And Sarah's defending her position. And we just lost Jason Dyer, unfortunately. So another casualty of this race. And Sarah's defended that position. But she's still under pressure from Patrick then. So he comes through turn 10.
And Sarah will be pitting. We just heard over the comms, I think. So here comes Sarah into the pits. I think Patrick will also come in. Now Patrick's going to have a longer pit stop here because assuming he takes the optional repairs. I don't think he will at this point. He probably doesn't believe he can do that. He thinks he's got another couple of positions to take. But this will be a nice little pit stop battle between these two here.
3 Tigers at one point in the pits just now.
Gianni's just come out. Dustin on his way out.
Yep.
Sylvia Hurt also in the pits there.
So Gianni is now out. He's not going to still be in third, is he? He's now leading. It's Jürgen Frank that is leading now, if I can find it.
That is correct.
There he is. So Jürgen Frank leading the way then as he's just come through turn 6. Less than 10 minutes remaining of this race. Second then goes to
Gianni being second with Dustin in third position.
I've got Dustin ahead of Justin. Dustin.
He on the position layout he was, but that's because of the way that the pits works there.
Of course, yeah. Dustin came out behind. Yeah, beg your pardon. Yeah, of course.
So, and then you have Lucas in fourth, with Patrick in fifth. So we've got a lot of the SimRC. Well, the SimRC guys are the top 5 again.
Sarah, so I've seen then Sarah lost that pit stop battle, or Patrick has pounced very damn quickly because they're only just coming through turn 6 as it is. So that will be a very impressive overtake if he managed to do it. Sadly, I didn't see it happen. There's Nick Carroll. In eighth position, there is Knut and Evan. And that big stream of cars then, 4 cars behind them. That's Evan 10th, Soren is gained a position somewhere, so that's 11th.
That is 11th, yeah.
So Curtis Hardy 12, Dennis Anlower 13. So Dennis Anlower's had a problem somewhere. He's lost a few positions.
Yes, yeah.
He had a look around him at turn 8, but decided not to make a move. That is Benjamin Hackerson at the back of this particular pack, and Silvio Hurt not too far behind with Milovan Linford. It's not exactly a difficult name. I don't know why I keep tripping over it either. That's getting very annoying. So the pack continues, and will Fizzy and Evan slow each other down, one defending the other, or do you think Evan will leave Fizzy to it and just allow Fizzy to kind of pull him along in the slipstream?
Well, with the amount of time left, it could well be that they start battling. It depends on whether they think they can catch Nick Carroll. I suspect that they probably both believe they can catch Nick, so they might let it happen and then fight for that, and then there's not really a position too close to them that they can catch up, so maybe they'll start fighting once or if they pass Nick. We actually had Jürgen Frank as well. I believe that's pretty much everyone pitted now, so we don't have to worry about the pit stops anymore. Jürgen Frank's come out in third, not too far behind Dustin Hickman.
Let's have a look at that. Yeah, right behind Dustin actually. If I'm understanding this correctly, because Jürgen's got a tiger right ahead of him, and I doubt he's being lapped.
That is Mr. Dustin.
So then, Gianni Vecchio is coming up to lap someone.
That's Roland Kutas. We saw earlier. He's quite a few laps down. In fact, he's 11
laps down.
Yeah, 11 laps down. Yeah. Oh well, look at that. That's not a bad lap time. He had a 14, almost 15-minute lap time.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Flash of the lights there from Gianni as a thank you for letting him through. So Mr. Vecchio continues on his way in the race lead. Oh, come on. Second is Dustin Hickman then with Jürgen Frank right with him. Top 3. The podium positions currently occupied by Tigers. That's the pace car. That's John.
It's the top 5 occupied by the Tiger SimRCs.
Yes, it is indeed. So fourth, Lucas Dolzer has got Patrick Heinrich, winner of the first race for company then. Sarah Dove, 6th position is 3 of Nick Carroll right behind, who has got the Ferrari.
Ferrari, yes. Let's go with that.
Yeah,
he's really close, isn't he? Actually, Knut, he's really right up. He's going to go to the outside here. Can he? Ooh, is he going to make this stick? He's going to have a nose ahead coming into the corner.
Brave.
It's going to be brave, but it's always going to be tricky there. And he's actually going to slow down. So Evan will be able to pass.
Yeah, I don't think Fizzy's going to hold him up.
Or is he? Or is he? It looks like he is. It looks like they're fighting. He doesn't want to give it up to mate. So you asked, are they going to slow each other down? Oh, they absolutely did. A little bit there.
And that's now allowed Curtis Hardy to go right in with these two. So that could be costly for Force Fizzy.
Let's call it that. It's much easier.
It is much easier.
And we have, and then to say Benjamin Hackerson not too far behind, along with Dennis Anlauer. So
great.
These guys don't want to make too many mistakes with each other.
Fizzy
because otherwise...
Yeah, Fizzy did get a slowdown penalty, but Evan was very slow to capitalise on that. It wasn't like he was too far behind at the point that Fizzy got it. So it could be that Evan might have hesitated to overtake Fizzy if he believed that Fizzy was the quicker of the two drivers.
Yes. Maybe that's the case, yeah. Oh, sorry, Jürgen Frank, right up behind Dustin Hickman now. He's really close. He's right in the slipstream. So he's putting on the pressure on his teammate there.
Tigers fighting for second position then. And there was a battle for fourth and fifth, and that's still going on between Lucas Dolzer and Patrick Heinrich. So the Tigers aren't retracting their claws any, as we are into the final 3 minutes of this race. So what, 2 laps to go, possibly? Three tops.
I would go with 2.
2, yeah, I think 2 is more likely. So into...
Unless, of course, the elapsed. Oh, no, do you know what? No. It will be at least 3, if not 4, because the rolling lap is part of that elapsed time.
Oh, counts as the time, yes. So, yes, a few laps to go yet. So, Jürgen's got a lot of work to do to keep that to get past the ever-defending Dustin. So, that's just under 7 minutes left of the race. Thank you kindly, Spotter Stevie. So, yeah, that's good for 5 laps. 5 laps tops, I would have thought. What is the average lap time? It's been the best time lap time. 1:42 last time around. 2:02 by Nick Carroll, so he had a mare at some point. Let's see. Justin's best was 1:43, so yeah, 5 laps probably at most then as they come round the final turn. Justin just over the fend off Jürgen at the moment. And looks like they're going to stay in that particular formation. And
it's Patrick that's right up behind Lucas. That's the battle that's happening right now. I wonder if Patrick's lost any top end speed though with his slight amount of damage on the car.
Oh, he's
just dropped back. He's dropped back for you as well, yeah.
Yeah, he vanished and then popped up about 3 or 4 meters back from where he was. We've lost Soren Krutz and Roland Kutas as well.
Yeah, I saw Roland actually as I was watching the onboard from Patrick and Lucas. I saw Roland having an issue. He had a damaged car and he stopped it on the track.
Oh dear. So Sarah now completely on her own in 6th position. He's just got to keep the pace going. That position will be hers. However, Nick Carroll is under all sorts of pressure
really
from Evan Imre and also from Knut Martinsen.
From all of them.
From all of them, really, yeah.
Everyone's under pressure from each other. Dennis Handler hoping something happens probably between them so he can catch up. Because he's not too far behind. But he just wants to be in that slipstream. He's just out of the slipstream right now. But yeah, this is a 5-car battle.
Great battle for me here. I hate to say it, but the livery that Curtis is running, I all race long I'm thinking, that reminds me of something food related, not pizza. What does it remind me of? And it was pizza. It was pizza flavoured Pringles. Had that exact colour scheme. So that's what's been reminding me of. I can now sleep tonight knowing. Right. Fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
Things remind me of food. Well, that's a shock. Oh, and Evans having a look on the inside at turn 9.
For a late move on Nick there. This is getting heated between the guys.
Yeah, just what we need with it, with the weather the way it is at the moment. So around. Oh, look at this! Just one mistake is going to completely change this order. We get on board with Everett. He looked like he was having a great run through 7. He's in the slipstream of that Ford. He's thinking about the inside. No, he doesn't go for it at the moment.
He's just going to try and set it up for the bus stop. Although it's quite difficult, as we've seen Nick defending well there. Evan actually here might be just a bit too close because he might get that slipstream slingshot that he'll need to pass him all the way around the outside. At least that's the potential. Although he's done really well to give himself the most amount of momentum he can. He will be a nose ahead coming into the corner. Will he be able to outbrake him on the outside? No. We saw Knut attempt that. He didn't get it, man. Tell you what, Nick has got that defensive down.
Oh, trouble there for.
That's Benjamin
Hackerson's got it all wrong on the exit of the bus stop, and that's going to lose him a whole bundle of time.
It is going to get passed by Silvio Hurt here. Although actually no, Silvio's a lap down, so this won't lose him a position. So going back to this battle. Yeah.
Nick had a bit of breathing space, but that's all gone again. As it's now a 4-car battle. Evan again having... Oh no, that was Knut, I beg your pardon. That was on the inside of Evan. Evan now having a look on the inside of Nick. But nothing going on at the moment. Nothing changing at the moment, I should say. And there, you just saw, was Dennis Andlauer, not too far behind. Curtis. With the tail of Knut. Is Knut going to be worrying more about trying to attack Evan or defend from Curtis, do you think, Phil?
Well, I mean, he'll be worried equally about both, I would say. He'll be hoping Evan can make the move on Nick as soon as he can, so that he can start trying to take that move as well. But yeah, I mean, he's going to have to look equally in both ways because it's not going to be easy. I suspect, though, he will probably be looking back a little bit more due to the fact that he's hoping Evan to make a move and won't be attacking Evan right away unless Evan makes any mistakes. But we've seen here Evan trying the same move again. We've seen Nick really, really strong at defending into this corner. It can,
my God!
Make it 3 wide here. He's going to.
Can to get out of that?
Yeah, and here comes Curtis trying to go around the outside of this corner here, side by side. This is going to lose them both times to the guys ahead. Although they've done a phenomenal job of not losing that much time at all, actually going into that. It's really good.
Well seen by Knut there. I mean, you knew there was somebody there. I mean, you get the spotter telling you there's someone. On the inside of turn 6, Curtis is determined to get past Knut for that 9th position, side by side. No, that's going to be advantage Knut again, heading into that turn 7.
All of these guys running out a little bit of time, probably just going to start getting a little bit desperate, trying to get those positions as much as they can. I mean, this is obviously for P7 here.
I'm going to risk having a look at our leaders. Gianni on his own. Jürgen still has Dustin for company. Pace car. No. Lucas. Someone's coming in the pits. Someone is coming in the pits.
Patrick Heinrich. Patrick Heinrich. Why is he coming to the pits at this stage?
Well, that's a position then for leader is now on the last lap. Thank you, Stevie. So that's 5th
last
position.
Lap. Wow. This could get hairy. This could get good between these. I say get good. It's been good all the time, but this could be really something special between these four for the now 6th place, of course.
Yes, indeed. So that's a gifted position to them. And this is the tightest battle we've got, I believe. Evan again having a look, trying to get. This is where Evan's got the most pace. Exit of this is really, really pushing that forward along. He's now going to jump on the outside. Last ditch up effort to try and get past him. Again, it's going to take a very brave late braking manoeuvre, but he does not get it done, unfortunately. You've got to hand it to Nick. That defensive driving he's done for so long, it's really paid off. But can he keep it going until the end of the lap?
He's still got a long way. There's a couple more over there taking opportunities. Always a bit wide there. That's going to open Evan up an opportunity. He's going to get close. Nick's still going to be able to defend into this corner. Can Evan make this move here? We don't know.
Knut having to defend from Curtis. Knut having looked at the inside of Evan, but that probably wasn't quite what he was aiming for. So
no, here comes Evan to the outside. Actually, we have had Gianni crossing the line to take the win, but we have Evan on the outside here. Nick defending into this corner. He locks up. Is he going to go wide? He is. Evan's going to have a run. Oh, a bit of contact between the two of them. This is going to give Knut a run on Evan.
Oh, it does.
On the inside. Yeah. That's going to be position done. Evan's going to want to cut back and not get tagged by Curtis. He's been tagged into the wall.
Oh, Evan, what a disaster. At the last.
Oh, he's come back onto the track. He just needs to sit there for a bit. Well, he's got no cars too close to him. He's going to have to wait there. Benjamin Hackson. But yeah, no, that was a unfortunate ending to this great battle. But that means Nick is going to cross the line here in 6th position, Fizzy in 7th. Curtis takes 8th with Dennis Andlau getting up to 9th. So he gained 2 positions because obviously Patrick coming into the pits. Benjamin Hackson will round out the top 10 with Evan in 11th. Wow.
Oh, what a disaster for Evan then at the last. So yeah, there was 11th for Evan. Oh, who's that? That's Patrick's crawling.
Maybe he ran out of fuel. That could be the case. Maybe that's why he had to go in the pits. So he came into the pits to fill for fuel, and then what? He's not filled enough again?
As he's crawled over the line, 4th, 13th place. 14th then will be Silvio Hers, I think. Oh no, 15th position.
No, Silvio he's lap down. It will be Hedgecock down 14th. Silvio will take the 15th position as the last of the cars running. The only car lap down that finished Yeah, that was...
And there's your final finishing order then. So Gianni Vecchio, apologies for you didn't catch the winner crossing the line, but starting 24th and taking this race by 6.3 seconds over Jürgen Frank. Justin Hickman coming across the line in third with Lucas Dolzer. Actually, looking at the sequence, they started 24th, 23rd, 22nd, 21st, and first finished third, first, second, third, and fourth. So very nice.
That's nice. That is good. I like that.
Very nice. So fifth was Sarah Dove, sixth Nick Carroll, seventh Knut Martinson, eighth Curtis Hardy, ninth was Dennis Andlauer, and 10th, I believe, in the end was Benjamin Hackerson. Now, Stevie just asked, can I rewind and look at the Evan and Curtis incident? I suppose I can. If I can find them.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Where's Curtis? Go to Curtis. Where is he? There he is. Right, where is he? Where is he? I've got these controls all completely cockeyed because I'm not seeing anything at the moment. So unfortunately, it would seem that I can't because I've ballsed up the replay parts. So apologies, Stevies. I'll have to practice that in preparation for next week's race, which I assure you I will. So there we go, then, ladies and gentlemen. That is your final finishing positions. 11th was Evan Imre, 12th Mile Linford. 13th, Patrick Heinrich after running out of fuel. 14th was Adam Hedgecock. 15th, Sylvia Hurt. 16th, Soren Krutz. Kieran Fishlock, 17. 18, Jason Dyer. 19, Ronan Kutas. 20th, Adam Tierney. 21, Lawrence DeReich. 22, John Roberts. 23, Christoph Weitz. 24, Stuart Atkinson. And 25th was Alexander Waldo.
Yeah, obviously all these guys finishing... Well, not finishing, being the thing all out of the classification. So no points for any of those guys, unfortunately for them. But yeah, we saw a few incidents with those guys, which is unfortunate. But there you go, it happens sometimes.
Unfortunately, I'm going to actually have to, for family reasons, I actually need to vacate now. But Phil, thank you very much for accompanying me on my first ever iRacing stream. It wasn't the smoothest, but hey, we will get better as the seasons go on. But thank you very much for accompanying me and talking me through what I need to. It's been a great pleasure being in the commentary box with you, sir.
It's been a great pleasure joining the commentary box with the AOR commentator, the quintessential AOR commentator, the man, it is King-Kodiak.
You do me too much honour, sir, but it's very much appreciated nonetheless. And for you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us through the stream. We will try our best to get it a bit smoother next week. But for now, thank you very much. We will see you here right again for more AOR action. Thank you very much, and good night.